Hello class, this is Eliab Anzaldua presenting my PowerPoint presentation for Geology class, Hawaiian Volcano Observatory. Key questions introduced. Now going into this topic, I knew nothing about Hawaii's volcanic system or their observatories. So I set out to ask myself a few questions to better understand the observatory and the whole topic and the whole assignment in general. So I came up with these questions to ask. What is the purpose of the observatory? What are people doing around this volcano? What goes on over there? When was the observatory founded? What have the volcanoes been up to and how are they doing? And how are these volcanoes monitored? And I came up with this thesis statement. Why is HVO's monitoring of the Hawaiian volcanic system using this select equipment important to Hawaii? And I will tell you in a few slides. So what is the purpose of this observatory? Well, HVO's main goal is to monitor, investigate, and scan for any activity from active volcanoes and earthquakes in Hawaii, then soon after issue warnings. Advancing scientific understanding of volcanoes is the next goal, as Hawaii is the most studied place for volcanic activity in the world. When was the observatory established? Founded in 1912, HVO was the first of 5 volcano observatories supported by the USGS today. HVO used to be directly on the rim of Kilauea's summit. This location changed in 2018 before the location got compromised by volcanic hazards, which, duh, it's not a great place to put a base. The observatory is more than just a clubhouse for geologists who love volcanoes. They have responsibilities to the people of Hawaii. Now the question, what are the responsibilities of the observatory and why monitor the volcanoes of Hawaii? The observatory studies, monitors, and collects data on the volcanoes of Hawaii. The observatory can monitor the volcanoes closely thanks to over 100 field stations all over Hawaii. The stations transmit all the data collected back to the observatory. The observatory is responsible for recording and reporting any movement and activity that could pose a hazard to the island. Geologists are also responsible for tracking the lava flows and their evolution to understand the movement, speed, and direction to better provide warnings. For further insight, the volcano known as Kilauea has been erupting non-stop since 1983. Now here's some recent volcanic activity observed around the volcano. As of the 5th of March 2022, the observatory has issued a code orange watch for Kilauea, a currently active shield volcano with a basalt composition. It is currently erupting as this PowerPoint takes place. Code orange watch means volcano is exhibiting heightened or escalating unrest with the increased potential of eruption, time frame uncertain, or an eruption is underway that poses limited hazards including no or minor volcanic ash emissions. Hazards that are common near this volcano under an orange watch consist of water vapor, carbon dioxide, and sulfur dioxide gases combining to form VOG, volcanic smog, that can be a health hazard to people, livestock, crops, and other animal and plant life. Now another thing known as Pele's hair, named after the Hawaiian god of volcanoes, of volcanic glass fragments, can also be a hazard causing skin and eye irritation after being carried by strong winds. Tools used for monitoring volcanoes. Now for studying volcanoes, you will need more than just paper and a screwdriver. You will need specialized equipment for monitoring volcanoes, such as electronic tilt meters. Now, electronic tilt meters are a common piece of equipment used in this observatory. Tilt meters are sensitive enough to detect volcanic magma movements as well as ground expansion and compression shifts. Kilauea has these all around its summit. Another tool used by the observatory is what is known as a spider. Now, do not let this next piece of equipment fool you. It is not an actual spider. It has 3 legs, not 8, and is made of metal, unlike an actual spider. A spider is a piece of remote monitoring equipment that receives infrared sound data around volcanic vents. This information is then examined back at base to monitor the behavior of the volcano. Now, as we approach the conclusion to my PowerPoint presentation, I revisit my thesis one last time. Why is HVO's monitoring of the Hawaiian volcanic system using this select equipment important to Hawaii? Well, thanks to specialized equipment, the HVO can offer information and insight on the behavior of these volcanoes. The HVO's mission is oriented towards public safety in regards to volcanic activity. And honestly, a big thank you to all volcano observatories everywhere in the world. Without them, we would not be able to live peacefully around them as we do now. Who knows, maybe we would still be sacrificing goats and virgins to please the volcanoes if these observatories weren't around.